Hi guys, Mr. Hill here with your English lesson for today. We're looking at using parenthesis in our writing. We've got it in our model text. I wonder how easily you'd know what it was if I didn't give you some help. So that's what today's lesson is going to be. We're going to look at how we use parenthesis in our writing in order to improve it. So parenthesis is a word, a phrase, or a sentence that is put into writing as extra information or an afterthought. If you took the parenthesis away, the passage would still be incomplete without it. So I've got three examples of parenthesis. First one is just a word. The second one is a phrase. The third is a complete sentence. The narcissus, daffodil, is a spring plant with yellow petals. You don't need the word daffodil in there. So you could just have the narcissus is a spring plant with yellow petals. Not many people would know what a narcissus is. So the daffodil, everyone knows what a daffodil looks like. As soon as you say the word, you picture the bright yellow petals with the trumpet in the middle. So that one word helps improve the information within that sentence. Our second one, my cousin, the one who lives in Belize, is coming to the wedding. If we take out what's in parentheses, my cousin is coming to the wedding. That makes perfect sense as it is. If you've got lots of cousins, by saying the one who lives in Belize, people will know which one it is. Man City won the Premier League today. It was exciting. So there's a whole sentence put in there to add extra detail, add an extra bit of information in. So that's what we use parenthesis is. It adds information and detail to our writing. So where do we put the brackets? We only put the brackets around the parenthesis itself, so the extra information. Check that your sentence still makes sense if you don't read the bit you've put in brackets. And which sentence has got the brackets in the right place? I'm going to let you read these ones through and work out which one it is. Take a moment, pause here, read them through and write down the one that you think is correct. Which one did you go for? The correct answer is C. It has parentheses, the brackets around the parenthesis, so the extra bit of information. The sentence still makes sense without this piece of information. So we've got some people don't like the rain, especially in England, but I do. So if we take that out, some people don't like the rain, but I do. That sentence still makes sense. If you look at sentence A, some people, especially in England, but I do. It doesn't make sense if you take out what's in the parenthesis, so what's in the brackets. It's not extra information. Whereas in C, what's in the brackets is extra information. So there's other ways of marking parenthesis as well. So we've looked at using brackets. This isn't the only way. We have other ways we can show this, other punctuation we can use. Commas can be used just like brackets for parenthesis, usually in less formal writing. For example, the newspaper, which is normally delivered at 9:30, did not come today. So the parenthesis, the extra information in this sentence is which is normally delivered at 9:30. So the sentence itself, the newspaper did not come today, works on its own. You can also use dashes. Dashes can be used like brackets, but usually only in informal writing. They interrupt the sentence more than brackets or commas, so be careful in how you use them. Tonight I'm going out. I never turn down a night out. To the cinema. So you see how it builds in more of a break to your writing. So if you're going to use this, make sure it really adds the detail in and you're not just putting it in because I'll do it that way. If you're doing it and it needs to be part of and to help the flow of your sentence, I would suggest you use commas. So to review, we use parenthesis to add extra information or insert an afterthought. brackets are placed around the parenthesis. So the extra piece of information we'll place the brackets around. A sentence or passage must still make sense if the parenthesis is removed. Which sentence below has used parenthesis correctly? So remembering those details. My uncle, who is 73 years old, enjoys playing Jenga with his friends every Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. My uncle, who is 73 years old, enjoys playing Jenga with his friends every Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. Which one of those? The first one or the second one? If you said the second one, well done. We can take out that piece of information. My uncle enjoys playing Jenga with his friends every Wednesday and likes to play golf at the weekend. And the sentence still makes sense. So in this sentence, we've used brackets to show parenthesis. Can you name the punctuation that's been used for parenthesis in the following sentences? So A, my brother, who is older than me, will be 11 tomorrow and is having a bowling party. My best friend, who I met at primary school, has just moved house as it was too far from her son's school. What's the name of this punctuation that we've used? Pause the video and write your answers down here. Okay, have you named both forms of punctuation? Sentence A uses a pair of commas. So if we look, who is older than me has got a comma either side of it. So if we take that out, my brother will be 11 tomorrow and is having a bowling party. Sentence there still makes sense. Sentence B uses a pair of dashes. So if we took that bit out, my best friend has just moved house as it was too far from her son's school. My best friend, who I met at primary school, has just moved house as it was too far from her son's school. Write these sentences out. Circle the punctuation that's been used for parenthesis in each one. Pause the video here to complete this. Okay, you ready for the answers? Here in this sentence, the two commas. My next door neighbour, whose house is attached to ours. So we've got the commas either side of that, whose house is attached to ours. Has a large tree in his back garden and his children love to climb it. Second sentence, on my birthday, 1st of June, we've used dashes. The weather is always sunny, so we usually go to the park for a picnic. So some more practice for you coming up. Which of the following sentences use correct punctuation to show parenthesis? I'm not going to read these for you. I'm going to leave you to read these yourselves. Take your time, pause the video and read them now. Which sentences use the punctuation correctly? B and C. There are 3 large bookshelves at the back of our classroom for us to take home to read. Mystery books are our favourite. So the extra information there is mystery books are our favourites. The bookshelves, which are at the back of the classroom, are full of books since we all love reading. I'm hoping you've enjoyed this little sort of briefer lesson, shorter lesson without quite as much work in it, and that you've learned something that will enable your writing to be really improved when we next do our big piece of writing. So certainly as we move on and we're going to write our Overcoming a Monster story over the next week, we'll have done some of it today in our live lesson. So we'll have had our first paragraph started, getting ready to go. Enjoy this. If you want to go back over it and rewatch it and really get your head around how to use parenthesis properly and which form to use, that would be brilliant. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you again in the next one.